Welcome. This is Crime Queen. If you are joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. Okay, so I like to remind everyone to smile and laugh because we need those vibrations to propel us into actualizing self-full love. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, so we are exploring number 10, and I've just completed a presentation on the word delivery. Of course, that was so delicious because the numbers 369 came through delivery. It delivered. In fact, 9 is so magical in that sense, or 10 we could say too. It's so magical that the words and those numbers that I like to see how they come into our being, because from the template that we have been working on, we have come to have each column with 3 letters have given us the common denominator for each, which is 369, and we have 3 segments of that. Okay, now also we have, when we add from each 3 numbers, so for instance, 1, 2, 3, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3. So we also had 3 6s on here. And when we add these these numbers here, of course, is we get 9. So there we had 6 and 9. Of course, what have we been working with? 6 plus 9 is 15. 15 gives us new. Here, I like to say news. This is what we're about. We want to know all news. No, to be focused on the news that we are, what's within us. Of course, what we are projecting out, so we could see what is being manifested from within us. Okay, so back to delivery. In fact, what are we delivering? This is in essence what we are talking about. All right. So the word deliver got me excited. I'm trying to kind of keep my emotions down and think, okay, let me just look at this. But sometimes I get excited without fully understanding why, because it's the vibration that tells me, oh, there is something to explore in this. Now, before I go much further, there was something that I saw when I done this. I said, really, delivery equals 46. And when we add 4 plus 6 equals 10. 10 is whatever is. 10 is. And that is another thing that I got to understand when I was looking at the scriptures. When it says, and the evening and the morning, well, not was, when the word is used, where is at, is where perfection of whatever is there. It's as if there's a window, like I say, a window of perfection, and something is always added. So it's like saying, and it was. No, I still haven't got a text yet to make a reference to, but I'm talking about the word is. So the word is, as I say, this is 9 and this is 1. And of course, if we add these together, we get 10. 10 is what we are looking at. 10, of course, when we do the word perfect, perfect, 2, 3, because I have done these in other presentations. I'm just doing this quickly, but I know it equals 37, and 3 plus 7 is 10. Okay. All right. So we have, because it is the word, we call the number, we say it's perfect, whatever, meaning that we get an insight to what perfection is, or whatever is. Perfection is what perfect is. Okay. So this is here, for instance, when we add, as I say, 9 plus 1, we see that is 10. 10 really, like I say, it is like mother and child. It's as if like the mother has just given birth. And of course, when she's a mother, there are two entities, you could say mother and child, because whether she hasn't given birth or she's given birth, that gives her that title of mother. But mother, um, like I think they would say it, like a pregnant mother, or be more precise, but she's a mother. There's one going one with child, like the scriptures would say. All right, so we see the description that I was trying to capture with 10 is that when we look at um, the straight line for 1, or when we look at 1, we see that it equals 7. We have seen that when we do the number 1 as a numerical value. So I hadn't done that yet, I don't think in this sense, but so we see, perhaps I did. So, so we see it equals 7. And then we have 0, 0. I've done this, 6, 9, 5, 8. Now let's add this. This is 15, 20, so that's 28. 28. 2 plus 8 gives us 10. Of course, if we were to add 1 plus 7, that would be 8. So there we have we could say there we have an illustration of the perfection of 10. Another I've done this. I've just recalled that I've done this. Yeah, so we have 1 and a 0, and that is really another way of showing the perfection of the number 10. So I had been going on about that 9 is in itself is really a 0 and a 1. 0 and a 1. So basically here we would have for 10, yes, so 0 and 1, so we would have 0, 1, 1 if we were to break this down completely. Let's just play about with this now. Okay, so we know this is 46, we know it's is. So 91, let's put it 91 is equals 91, which is 10. So we have seen 10 as 9, 0, like 0, 1, or 0 with the 9. So basically this is 10. We have seen the mirror aspect to this. So this is really giving us an eye view of looking at mother and child in two different ways, whether they had just delivered, there's delivery, and the mother had just given birth here. I call this just giving birth. And this is where the function and reality sets in, and to say, well, okay, this is really you, baby, screaming now, but I can hear you crying, and this is me. Okay, so we see that there's the function here. So when there is another way, this way of looking at it, when we do the numerical value for that straight line, I just went for straight, meaning 1. In fact, I have done straight because the last presentation I done, we also had the number 3. Now the word straight equals 3. So this, in actual fact, this 1 also holds a 3 vibration. It's as if 3 was not really a number, but they all are really like that. But 3 seem to really speak like that because it does not really stay still. It has, it's like in fact, it reminds me of the ram's horn. If it were gone, turned round, it's ready to make a statement, always seeking to make a statement. It can do many things, and that's what one is about. So we'll go back to one, but here I'd like to see how delivery, the word delivery, has encapsulate the potential for to show us how everything comes back onto itself. Hence, we have this number 8. This is where in according to our template in on number 8, this is where we see I'm actually using the word see as it will seeing something, and whatever sea it was, whether it was the ocean, it just shows you the vastness of it. This is what we are understanding, that all the words are derivative of each other because they are functions, and that's why it's important that we know the numerical values, that what vibration they hold. Okay, so SEA may not be the same as SEA, for instance, would be 7, and double E would be 10, 11. But we all say 7-Eleven. We can see how 7-Eleven came about in this case, but also we could see I have done presentations to show, even as we are hinging on to the word sacrifice, that 11 was really the word Jesus, and how 7 came about. So Jesus and Christ added together the two numerical values, which is 2 and 5, that comes to 7. Okay, 7-Eleven, but that's not quite but I have showed as well like one. Anyway, I've got presentations on that, not to drift too far from this. So there we are seeing how when we get into this dimension, this column, where we are able to um, make a distinction, if not necessarily make it, but we understand it, the heavens and the earth, um, the oneness of the heavens and the earth. Hence, that's why we are able to say, pay our dues to the inland revenue. We use the term inland revenue. If you are new to this, this is terms that we have used in helping us to understand the numerical vibrations of each of these columns here. So 9. So 9 is, again, as we say, it births newness. It allows us to get into another cycle. That's what 9 does, because whatever we add to 9, it shows us, look, there you are, you need to be doing something more. If you want to do something more, create, then you you need to add something more. It propels us to continue doing something more. That's what 9 does. So if we add 9 to 5, for instance, that gives us 14. And if we add 9 and 4 in numerical values, 14, 1 plus 4, that would be 5. So the 5 is, we are presented with 5 yet again. So basically, for depending on what outcome we want, we need to be creative and to say, okay, 9 is always, it gives us that way of perfection. Um, it shows us its sense of perfection. That's why it is said when a baby is born, it's just perfect. It's it's pure. It's got a clean slate, although that is questionable now, but it depends from what perspective we are looking at that. Okay, so just to wrap this up, because what I really wanted to do, I haven't, and is really look at the word deliver, delivery, or we could say deliver because it has got deliver in it, but which reminds me of, I almost said it, but it's okay. So we see here, there's not a word as delivery, but we can see that No wonder a lot of people are going on about being a believer. Or Christ would say, if you believe. Now, of course, this term has been used um, to persuade, to convince, and of course, and it is necessary that it's part of all makeup that we believe. Um, Also, in fact, there's so believe and know. That's another knowing and believing is in fact they know. I think let's just do this. KNOW. Although we want to, because no is six. This is 5, 6, 5, 2, 10, 18. Okay, so this is 8. So to know is to have that. That's what it was with Mother Eve. Mother Eve had ate of the fruit. She knew, she saw it was good for food. She knew. And then her eye was open. Of course, there were the two eyes. The eyes were open, but she knew. She didn't believe, she knew. Okay, all right. So, and the word believe actually is 33. I believe it's 33. So we are playing with deliver because Christ of going on hinging onto the sacrifice. We are asked to believe, and then there is deliver. So it's like they are mirrors of each other in some way. So when you believe something, of course, you act on what you believe, and the delivery of whatever it is supposed to be reflective of what you believed. Okay, let's see this. 2, 5, 3, 9, 4, 5. So this is 9 and 9, 18, and 8 would be 26, 27, 28. Ah, BLI. Ah, there's okay, but it would still sound because if it were another 5 here, that would be 15 and that would be 6. Okay, because I know this. So believe, but it's still here. It's still believe. Here, it's like saying, oh, be live, be live. And perhaps that's what Christ was really saying. Be lively, be live, know your, be live. Perhaps that was the main teaching with Christ instead of just believe, be live. So when we are live, we are activating that which is within us and which shows us who we are anyway. Okay, so but back to delivery. So we see the words we could get from delivery is we have seen, well, okay, not be live, but let's just say delivery. There we have, okay, we have every. So these are words. We have Eve, we have every, Every. We have live. Let's just, or leave. We have very, Very. We have daily. Well, we have daily, all right. We have uh okay. I'm sure that there are many more words. Ivory. I I know it. Ivory. Oh, it's with O. Okay. Um. So just some examples we have here. But what I'm seeing as well is that these are words that really remind us about Mother Eve. That it's like they are words we are using every day, every moment, in everything, um, and very often. Um, of course, as long as we are alive, we are using those words, and I'm believing that they are language or sounds or vibrations that resonate with us. Hence, I really want to say that Mother Eve, of course, as we had seen from the number 8, which comes into that perfection of eating of the fruit, had served or delivered a teaching or a manual or a learning for us to know who we are, because according to this template, Mother Eve falls in this new dimension, which is where it is our north, south, and east and west, NEW, and of course the 5 has been used as news, meaning the S. So our north, south, east, and west really equals what is called news today when we turn our television on. And so we can see from the word sacrifice, which has been used here there is an eye. Mother Eve's eye was open. She would be able to see from the 4 points of the earth on either side, wherever it was, because there are 4 letters here, 4 letters here. We have been using this as saying the flip side of what we have learned sacrifice to be, to understand how we can find what we have learned, how we can use that as a template, look at it from a different dimension, to learn from it and see here in that middle would be 5. That 5 correlates to key, it correlates to open, it correlates to lock. That's what Mother Eve had been about, opening. As I say, key. Mother Eve holds the key right here. And of course, with number 6, Mother Eve and Adam and Eve equals Adam is 10, yes, and Eve 5. So 5 and 6, we could see the 5. 5 plus 1, as in 10, would be 6. So we could see this is where they were. But she was the one who first ate of the fruit and gave to her husband. Okay, so there is much more to all of this. It's the story, but it's just to let us to empower ourselves to finding out who we are, because we are here. We are the news. We are new. Every day we are new. There are probably entities out there wondering, okay, what is man doing today? Okay, all right. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found it fun. Do like and subscribe and leave your comments and share, because this is how we do it. We share to actualize in self-full love. Stay blessed, stay bright, be a field, because we are planting new seeds. And spill over with love. Namaste.